Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Capricorn. Today is your full moon and you getting the sun through Cancer, which is giving the light to you, which is of course here the devil. So we have the 7th major arcana and the 15th major arcana. In the 7, we always see the love, the emotional intelligence that we gain through the spiritual enlightenment of the 7th chakra, and successfully we go out and bring that love to the people. And here we have through the 15, first the Wheel of Fortune, the 10, the 1 and the 0, the Magician and the Fool, connecting to the Wheel of Fortune, right? And then the 5, which is the 5 senses, and calculated together we get the 6. In the 3rd eye, in the 6th chakra, we learn about how we not get attached or cut off or placed in this vase. We learn to go through the 5 senses up to the 6th sense and learn to liberate ourselves. Now the 15 plus the 7 is the 22, and the 22 is a portal. The 22 is the Fool, and the Fool, right, since it's the 0, it can also be the 22nd major arcana, because there are 22nd major arcana. And so the Fool is talking here to you in this beautiful combination. Be foolish enough to bring this love out. Don't think how you're gonna do it, because when your intuition guides you, you're gonna be always at the right place, with the right people, and with the right situation. So just the story here, right, in itself is amazing. So the Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is our subconscious, the moon is our feelings, and the moon is in your sign. So there is a really interesting combination happening, right? So the sun in Cancer, Cancer ruled by moon, moon or full moon in your sign. Very, very interesting. I was just doing the German reading and I thought, wow, that's really interesting, this reading. The moon also rules the high priestess, so we're going to look also at the high priestess, right? She's the one that knows how to use duality to come into unity. Then you are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn are the borders and the lessons, and we are going to look into the world because Saturn is the world in the tarot, and we're going to see what it is that you can bring into this world. And of course we have the sun, right? We're also going to look at the sun. It's that extroverted, it's that energy that brings light to the people, brings love to the people, and we're going to also look at that. The yoga position for Cancer is Ashwasanchalanasana, high lounge. We are ourselves the one that brings this love to the people, and you are dancing up into the success, into the emotional success, into the foolish idea of bringing love to the people, seeing that united in the 3rd eye, in the Ajna chakra, which is duality, right? There is duality, and you dance yourself up to that place. So a very beautiful story is unfolding here already. Now Cancer is the one that takes care of the people. She is very emotionally very connected to the family. She wants to take care of her family because she's the 4th house of home and family, right? You, on the other hand, are through Capricorn, the boss. You can lead people because you climb, you fearless, you do just anything. And you are connected with the 10th house of career and success. So you reaching up for that sun, which is right now in Cancer. And Cancer is opposite of you. It's going to give you the light. It's going to give you the love for this full moon so that you can shine and that you can see how much people love you. Then, of course, the 22nd, we don't calculate together, but it would be a 4 if I calculate here the 15 to a 6. The 6 is the self-love, the 6 and the 7 is the transformation that we need to access more love. And then, of course, the 13 calculated together, we get the 4. So either the 22 or the 4, I leave it up to you. Also, in the 13, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress, the 3. And the 3 is that feminine knowledge to know how we can access the higher consciousness, right? Which is what the High Priestess is challenged to do all the time. So the 4, then the Emperor, ruling like an emperor through the feelings of an empress. So this just Sun and Moon, right? Which is today the message, right? Here, Sun and Moon, Sun in Cancer, full moon in your sign. And we're gonna, of course, start the reading in a minute. Your court card is the Queen of Pentacles. And as a Queen of Pentacles, you know how to handle money and you love to give to the people that you really love dearly. Is your birthday between December 12th and January 8th, then is she your court card. If your birthday is before or after, you can look in the description below. I have listed all the cards, all their positions, all the meanings of the cards, and the dates of the court cards as well. Back to the last reading, because everything is cyclical, we need to include the last reading. There we had Gemini Sun giving Capricorn Moon the light, and the message was, again, the Empress is guiding your way towards beauty and love. Right, and so the Empress is important. She is the one that gives birth, and she's fertile, and you can see that the arrow is going here to the right, which means we are reading to the right. Today it's your last reading to the right. To the right it is extroverted to the full moon. To the left it's introverted to the new moon. And so, just that you understand the way I read, I have here 4 stations. We have the High Priestess, the Moon, and then we have the Moon, right, through Cancer, and then we have the Sun, and then we have Saturn. And you, as a court card, who feels these 4 stations, who influences you today on this really beautiful and special moment that comes to you only once a year. So we are starting the reading, just that you see the difference here between the decks. The Aleister Crowley Tarot I gave to Cancer, and you have the Wandering Star Tarot. Here we see the Chariot, kind of similar. Some really change it, some always orient itself after, let's say, Aleister Crowley or Rider-Waite, just that you see the difference to the Cancer card, right? Good. So we begin on the position of the Queen of Pentacles, right? Now, of course, if you have your birthday earlier or later, then you could be either the Knight of Wands or the King of Swords, right? Totally different than the Queen of Pentacles. And here comes the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is connected with the constellation Moon in Libra. Now the Moon is subconscious, Libra is justice, Libra is the scale, Libra is balancing out these two thoughts. And you see she's closed her eyes, she is feeling intuitive which is the answer. Is it a yes? Is it a no? And you see here through you the 10th house, the 10th zodiac sign, plus the 2, it's a 12, and the 12 is the Hanged Man. But the 12th zodiac sign is Pisces. And Pisces is, like Cancer, the Knight of Cups. He searches for love. And when we understand the Hanged Man, he is searching for love by inverting himself and getting a new perspective on life. And the 3 is left. The 3, the Empress, is bringing you clearly you can create, and seeing that the Two of Swords is a peaceful state of consciousness because you know what you want, right? You understand that you have access to something quite empowering, which is your intuition. The 2 is always the High Priestess, and the intuition is that instant feeling that we get when we have to make a decision. So the High Priestess is bringing you the Queen of Swords. This is the first station because it's the number 2. I always go according to the numbers, and we're going to the right, right? So this path is going to the right. So here we have Libra, and Libra is cutting off the ego's head, and the ego likes to be in duality. The ego likes to say I like or I don't like, and so she's literally coming and saying just cut it off. There is no duality. In higher consciousness we need to access the higher consciousness, which is the Empress, the 3, the new one. And so she's the 7th zodiac sign, and as a 7 you have a reconnection to the Chariot, the emotional intelligence. What is bringing the Mother Peace Tarot as a clarification? The Daughter of Discs upright, right? Because these cards are circular, they're perfect for clarification because they're very precise. You have up, you have down, you have to the right, you have to the left, and so you see that the pages of Earth are coming here because the pages are sometimes daughters or princesses, right? And it's the young generation, and it's Taurus, Virgo, and you. So you are coming up, and maybe a Libra has cut off your head, has told you, hey, you know, don't think too much. Just know that from a young age you already knew what to do because swords are connected with Libra. And Libra is always about, okay, how just can we be? Because Libra is justice, and this is Moon in Libra. And so it's very clear what's talking here. So the 7 and the 3 zodiac signs is a 10. And again, that's you. The 10, the success, the climbing up to financial success, and of course also to a career that is important to you. Then I wanted to see what the deck of Cancer is bringing you, and it's bringing you the 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles is Sun in Capricorn, but the Sun is in Cancer, and the Sun is giving the light to the full moon in your sign. But when the Sun is in Capricorn, you give the light to Cancer. You give back what Cancer is giving you right now. And what is Cancer giving you? Cancer is giving you the cup of love, a love that has nothing to do with a partner. It's a higher love, a love that can move mountains. So here the 4 is empowerment, right? Is stability, but also sometimes a fixedness, which is not always easy to live, right? Some people are feeling a little, stuck in a 4. So the 10 and the 4 is the 14, and that's Sagittarius, the temperance, the part in us that needs to sometimes discover moderation, right? We can't do things only for work. We need to also do leisure things, right? We need to come into the remembrance of our younger self that was very intuitive and knew exactly what it was doing. And then the 14, calculated together, we get the 5. And the 5 here says that the 5 senses are always going to challenge you because you are the 15th major arcana. And the 5 are the 5 senses. So decide from deep within what it is that you want, what it is where you want to go with your 5 senses, because the High Priestess is bringing you that. Now, if I add the 2 of the High Priestess to the 5, I get a 7. The emotional intelligence, again, is letting you know that's the only way to overcome the 5 senses. Go higher, go above and beyond of that. Good, then we're going to look into the moon through the perspective of Cancer, the Chariot. And here comes first the stranger, the curiosity, the number 53. So again, the 5, the Hierophant, Taurus, right, which is also in here in the Daughters of Discs. And that's again Taurus and Virgo and you. So there is a Taurus and the 3, the Empress. Calculated together, we get the 8. The 8 is that strength, is the infinite symbol that is letting us know you always can decide between inhale and exhale, yes and no, should I not. And when a stranger comes, sometimes the curiosity to that is leading us out of sometimes being blindfolded and not knowing where to go. Now what's coming here through the Mother Peace Tarot as a clarification is the Last Judgment. And the Last Judgment is the 20, which is also a 2. So the 20 plus the 8 is 28. And the 28 calculated together, we get again the 10. So see that you are learning through your subconscious to accept all the strange things that come our way. Sometimes we learn, sometimes we awaken, sometimes we see that there are always lessons to be learned, and particularly here with the Ankh, that's Venus itself. She is shining a light, and that's always the Empress, right? Venus is the Empress, and so Venus is in here in the 3, and you can shine a light over the people, over the whole world, and then be successful in it. The 10 appears when we calculate it together. What is your deck bringing here? And it's the Page of Pentacles again. Look at that. So here we had the Daughters of Discs, and now it's the Page of Pentacles. And the pages, again, Taurus, Virgo, and you in a young age. Innocent, right, in a way, because sometimes we just act because we have no experience yet. And so this is what the pages bring to you. Don't think about it, right? The 10 and the 3 is the 13. Think just about transformation. See that everything changes, everything is shifting, nothing stays the same. And you are recognizing then that things move in its own pace. And the 13 then again turns into a 4. Then you can lead in your subconscious, through your subconscious, right? And know that the moon is bringing you very interesting information here. And of course, we see here the Chariot, right? The 4 and the 7 is the 11, and the 11 is then the inner knowledge, the inner wisdom that teaches you to go out there and spread the love to strangers all over the world, bring that light, and also ground it through other zodiac signs, through the young generation that thinks and acts innovatively in a completely different way. And so here Cancer is bringing you through the moon, the full moon that is in your sign, a very beautiful message, right? So you understand now that you're the 6. Now if I calculate here the 4 and the 6, I get the 10. And that's really what you want, right? The success, the inner teacher, if you accept Cancer as that teacher that is bringing you this information. And then we look into the Sun. So here we, again, from the 2 of Swords, go into the Sun, and the Sun is bringing you this little tree on a rock, and it's really called rock endurance, the number 20. Now what's really interesting here is you had the 20. This is the last judgment, and this is Pluto. Pluto is actually this year playing a major part because it moved out from Capricorn into Aquarius. It's gonna go into your sign for 2 months, but then the end of November it's gonna be for 20 years. 20 years in Aquarius. And so a new age is right at the edge. It's here. And the 20 is bringing you need endurance to make something grow, something small, to make it grow into a big tree eventually. What is the clarification here? It's the King of Wands reversed. And the King of Wands is Leo. And Leo is in the next reading, the Sun in Leo. We get then here the joy and the playfulness, the 5th zodiac sign, the 5th house of I'm gonna enjoy. But maybe because of this endurance energy, you're like not so much into being in the joy. Become aware where you block yourself, because the 20 and the 5 is the 25, and that's then a 7. So the 7 again as the emotional intelligence. See that you have the power to make your success something that is important to you in your emotional intelligence, in the way you see enlightenment, right? And of course I wanted to see what Cancer is bringing here, and Cancer is bringing you the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is the 12, and like I said, the 12 came here through the 2 of Swords, and you the 10th zodiac sign, the 12, right? Remember? So here the 12, the Hanged Man, is literally saying, yes, when you notice that things get difficult, just hang upside down. Understand that you're creating a 4 here, or Jupiter symbol, because the Hanged Man is Neptune. And Neptune is intense, right? Is connected with Pisces, and Pisces is the 12th zodiac sign, so there's a lot of connection with the 12. The 12 then becomes the 3. So we have the 7 and the 3, the 10 here again, and the 10, like you know, is you, successful. You will endure anything, even though if it's not making fun to endure that. But if you hang upside down, you can find the emotional intelligence that is bringing you forward in whatever it is you're doing. And then we look at Saturn. Saturn, the world, is bringing you the 4 of Swords. And that's Jupiter in Libra. And you had the 2 of Swords. So you have 6 swords. And 6 is self-love. 6 is when you calculate the 15 together. 6 is really being there for yourself, and she's going into the bath of the universe. That's what we do when we meditate. We take a bath a cosmic bath, and we see the 4 rays coming out, and it's almost like you can, through the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, achieve the self-love that you are looking for forever, right? We will search for that self-love, first outside and eventually inside. And here we will get then the clarification, the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is reverse, and because it's reverse, it's saying you are not fully ready to accept this jump into the cup of self-love. Here are 2 swans that are mating, and you gotta take that plunge. In a way you are, but it's like one more deeper step to go down, to learn that you are here to accept who you are, because the 4 and the 1 is the 5 senses again. It's always interesting how somehow then the message comes back to a certain number or to a certain energy. And so learn to love yourself in the meditation, right? In studying, because the 6 of Swords is actually one of the most powerful and one of the most beautiful swords card there is. It's studying, it's learning. And so see that this is the message, learning more about the 5 senses. Then I wanted to see what is coming up here through your deck, and the 3 of Wands is coming. The 3 of Wands is Sun in Aries. And Sun in Aries, it's like then you see, then you emanate so much light because of your knowledge. And the 3 of Wands is giving you the power to act. So the 5 and the 3, again, you get an 8. And remember, you had the 53 and the 8 all together. So see that you are arriving at a very peaceful state in the way you take action, in the way you see things, in the way you let yourself jump into the pool of love. And then you can do what you always wanted to do, right? And see that you don't have any other wands, right? You have the King of Wands, which is Leo. Then you can enjoy, then you can act, then you can do what it is that you came here to do, because you have then also here through the 12 a 3, and the 3 is always that higher state of consciousness that the Tarot is bringing to us, the secret brotherhoods bring to us, right? They were like very clear in the way they arrange these cards, because 33 is then the 33 vertebrae is the spine, and the spine is always where we understand the axis, right, up to the higher consciousness, and the axis over to the dualities. And so there's always the up and the down, the right and the left, and in the center is the 5th element, right? And you know the 5th element, you have the 5 elements plus 1, the 3rd eye. And so the 3, the 3rd eye, you see with your glasses the success. You see that you have really learned to trust that you can love yourself. And that's the message that is coming here through the full moon, right? The full moon is letting you know, no matter how difficult the situation is, right? The endurance, also, no matter how difficult it is to actually hang upside down, work, right? Sometimes work can be intense. You have a 4-4 here with the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. The 44 is also a portal, and it's an important portal. It's 2 times the 4, right? And so you are realizing that the message is clear, and you have 2 times the pages of Pentacles. That's also a 33. Understand that. And you had through that and understanding how the 33 is a state of consciousness, and here the 3 is here, right? So you have 4 times the 3, and you start to understand that something is really important now to be understood here within you, right? That duality is always challenging us, but here the 4 swords and the 2 swords is 6 swords, and just take that, right? Take that message and take that plunge, because Cancer is telling you to take the plunge, right? Love yourself just the way you are, and the people will follow you. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Leo, Sun in the Sun. And so the King of Wands is already here to guide you towards that. Until then, I wish you a beautiful full moon ceremony today. And thank you very much for being with me. Namaste.